Yeah.
You're feeling it, aren't you? Okay, so let's talk about Christin, how y'all met.
How we met was March 2008. I left Jacksonville and went to Miami to go to spring break. And
We're on spring break right now.
And I was arrested for trafficking, and I was locked up. And while I was locked up down there, I met her in jail. She wouldn't tell me what she was in there for, and I kept asking her. Well, the way we became friends was there was this black girl there. She was like 6'2". Her name was Ringland. Never forget it. And she was punking Kristen, like she was bullying her, and I hate bullies. I've always hated bullies my entire life. My mom always
Fuck
said,
bullies.
Right. My mom said, don't ever make fun of the underdog because you never know what somebody's going through. And that always stuck with me. So I've always defended those weaker than me. And Kristen is only 5'1" at most. You know, she's very small. I'm 5'6", whatever, 5'5". And so this girl was like looking down on her, trying to take her stuff, punking her, acting like she was going to fight her. Kristen's not a fighter. I didn't know that at the time. She never has been, but I am. So I went after the black girl and said, no, nobody's scared of you just because you're a 6'2" fucking big ass orangutan. I'm about to beat your ass. And then I stepped over those metal tables that are in jail where you eat. Mm-hmm. Stepped over one of those and stepped over and came down and just, you know, like that. And then we've been best friends ever since. However, she still wouldn't tell me what she was in there for. She said, I can't talk about it. I said, what do you need it for? A traffic ticket or something? You know, she had glasses, nerdy, just beautiful, but you could tell she wasn't a troublemaker. She would never tell me. Well, we're sitting there watching TV one night, and the news comes on, and her face flashed across the screen. Italian mafia princess orchestrates murder, and it showed four or five co-defendants. I was at the entire trial, but and I looked at her and I was like, "You look killed her?" And she was like, "No." She was like, "I wasn't even there when it happened." She was like, she had been raped, and the guy who raped her, ended up dying because of it. And it wasn't because she orchestrated it. She was 16, 17 years old. She was a kid. Straight A-B student, horseback rider, singer, just got signed a label deal in California the week that they arrested her. They didn't arrest her for 3 years after the murder because they had no proof. They had to spin a web of lies. Greg Rossman, the prosecutor that ran her name through the dirt, annihilated her family, traumatized her mother. I watched the whole thing. I was there every single day. I was living in Jacksonville at that time. She said the trial starting because she had been out on bond for 10 years on an ankle monitor. She was on 7 years on an ankle monitor, never violated one time. And so I'm at the trial. The news is everywhere. It's like it's insanity. It's chaos. And then Greg Rossman, he wanted Michael Bilotti so bad. That was her father. He was a millionaire. He owned hotels in Miami. He owned sports bars. I worked for him for 2 years. He also owned strip clubs. The government wanted him for a long time because he was for tax evasion. He was a little bit of a shyster. He was good guy, but a shyster. And so when the trial happened, she should have never been convicted because she was tried with her father and the shooter, John Pacciano. And they tried them all together, and the attorneys did this because I did 99 days in there for the trafficking, and then I got out on bond. And
who got you out?
K.O. Morgan, my attorney. I found this attorney. I asked around while I was in there. I was locked up, and I said, know any good attorneys? And they said, yeah, call this guy. He's the best. But they told me he was a drug addict, and I was like, okay, I'll give it a twirl. He was never a drug addict, but the mother of his child was a drug addict. However, he came and seen me like twice a week for a couple weeks, and he said, you remind me of my daughter. I have a daughter, Kayla, and she has real big lips and everything like that. And he's like, you remind me of her. He said, if she was ever in this situation, I would want somebody to help her. And he came and visited me again. I think it was on a Friday. It was a Friday, and he said, I'm getting you out of here, kid. Well, the judge would not let me out because I was a flight risk because I used to jump bond. And because of my record. So because I didn't have a Broward County address, they would not let me out. He used his address and had his roommate, Chris Cavellis, sign my bond. So I met the father of my children and my husband. He signed my bond before I ever met him. That's crazy, right? So, but
It's kind of like signing your soul to the devil.
pretty much, because he
Damn, dude, that's crazy.
yeah. And I thought, like, I was like, this just doesn't. It was God. It was God that did it, because I was like,
the divineness of it.
Listen, I was like, there's no way somebody's gonna bond you out. That he took the money that my family gave him as a down payment for representation to bond me out. He got my bond reduced from $76,000 to $10,000, and it was $1,000. You got to pay 10% on a bond, and he did that. And I thought for sure, I was like, he's gonna want to sleep with me. And what am I gonna do? I was trying to mentally prepare myself for that. And I was like, well, it's better than being here. That's all I know. So he never ever tried me like that at all. He said, when we got back to his house, he said, there's the fridge, there's your recliner. There was 3 recliners in one of them $1 million neighborhood. And he was like, there's my laptop, because I told him this back when MySpace was going on and I wanted to log in on MySpace. And he said, make yourself at home. And then he went to bed. And it was like, this guy's not going to try. Like, nothing weird. I was like, this is amazing. And it was...
He was a saint.
He was a very good man.
No, he was a saint.
I
could feel it. He's a saint, dude.
Okay, stop. Not during my documentary with Dalek.
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay. I'm sorry, I won't interrupt you. I'm sorry.
All right, so, anyways, he was a very good person. He was also a person that had been hurt a lot. And I feel like God used him to save me, and then in turn used me to save him, because about 2-3 years, I lived with him for 7 years. He made me so smart. I would go to court just to watch him in trial, because he was that good. He was on fire. I mean, that was his calling. He couldn't tie his shoes or put on underwear the right way, but he could, like, defend somebody. That was his gift, his calling, and he did it with passion, and he did it pro bono, and he did it for free. For free for people that didn't have money. He was just good. And he used to always tell me, just stay good, kid. He used to always tell me how proud he was of me. He was there when I graduated. He told me how proud he was of me, and he just really helped me to become, the person that I am today. It was a very pivotal, it was like a pivotal moment in my life meeting him, and it was the best 7 years that I had in my life with him. He was my best friend, besides Christin. And anyways.
Okay, sorry, we got off topic. No, it's not. It all connects, though. That's what's the beauty of it. And it all happened. When did you get released from jail?
When did I get released? June 29th, 2008.
And when did you get arrested? April what?
I got arrested the day before Kristin's birthday, March 19th, 2008. She always said I was her birthday present. We became best friends. We wrote music together. I'm a writer. I write poetry. I won a contest for my poems when I was locked up in New York. And they sent me the certificate, dude. Freaking jailhouse. It's so embarrassing. Anyways,
that's you had to have that solitude, though.
I did.
You had to, so you could think and let it out.
Listen, and one thing about God, when God wants you, He gonna get you whether you want to go or not. I promise you, and it's violent, and it's because your flesh is like, nah, I don't want to do all that. I like doing what I'm doing. I like being bad, doing what I want to do. So it's a fight spiritually, within yourself. You're at war within yourself, but once he's got you, I got delivered right there on that jailhouse floor by a black woman that came in to speak in the prison, as I signed up to go to the Christian unit, and that's where I met Christin. I was in the Christian unit, and she came
Christians.
in there.
Your last name is Christian.
Yeah, C9, and then she came in there and she was speaking to us, and she said, and she was prophesying, and she was laying hands. This woman was powerful. I'd never seen nothing like that before. When I said, whatever she's got, I want it.
I think you have it.
I got it now, but I didn't have it then, and not that I knew of anyways.
She had the Lord in her.
And then she came and she laid hands on me and she prayed for me. And Christin had her hand on my back. We were both praying, and she said, I felt whatever it was leave you. I was on a road to death. I would not be talking to you right now if God was not real. Okay? My dad had already counted me out, said I'd be dead. I'd be in a hearse by 23. I wrote a poem about it, actually. But you know, and I mean, I had so many near-death experiences. I OD'd multiple times off cocaine. I had a cocaine problem from 18 to 22. Am I proud of it? No, but it's my story. And you know what? If I can help one person from what I've been through, then it was worth it. And that's why I speak at juvenile prisons. That's why I speak at rehabs for youth. Because if I would have had somebody to talk to me at 15, you know, because you're not going to listen to your parents. They think, you know,
they always do for shit.
And they think they know everything. They're fucking retarded too. But, you know, if I had had somebody to talk to me that I could get, that's been through it, if you ain't never walked in my shoes, don't tell me. Don't tell me nothing. They're not going to hear. Somebody off the street's not going to hear you bashing them over the head with a 100-pound Bible. I come in there and I talk to them just like I'm talking to you. I've been where you are, right where you're sitting. I come from a broken home. I come from dysfunction, abuse, addiction, division, you name it. I have been through it. And I feel like sometimes, you know, God does give his hardest battles to his strongest soldiers, because I know what I have to do. I know that I have a lot to do for God. I got work to do. I know that, or I'd be dead. I'd be dead. I would be dead. 1,000% I'd be dead, I'm telling you. And, you know, and they pronounced me dead. When I got locked up, I didn't want to get arrested.
When was that?
This was in 2007.
The year I met David.
2007. I had gotten in a car accident, and the girl that I was with, I was driving without a license, so I went to jail for that. I did have drugs on me. Didn't want the charge, so I put them up the vault, you know what I'm saying? And then whenever I was sitting in the holding cell waiting to be bonded out, again, it was like a revolving door. My life was chaos. It was hell. And I was like, well, fuck, if I'm going to be sitting here, I might as well, you know, take something, at least, you know, just
make the
pass the time.
Make you numb.
Well, let me tell you something. I mixed the wrong thing, and it stopped my heart. And a trustee that was bringing blankets around found me. And he is the one that helped save my life, because he carried me out, and they called 911. I don't recall any of this. I woke up in a hospital, handcuffed to a bed, tube down my throat, and burn marks on my chest from the paddles, from them bringing me back to life. I don't know how long I was dead for, but I was definitely dead. So, you know, God.
Look at the clock behind you.
So God can't, I mean, nobody can tell me that God's not real. When you've had experience firsthand, and you've seen God show up, show out, and you know, I was facing 26 years in prison. I was a 2-time convicted felon when I got that trafficking charge. You know, yes, I was a felon from, you know, when I was 18 or whatever, but still, I'm a convicted felon. Like, you know, I'm frowned upon in society. However, you know, God can take a mess and make it a message. You know, he can do anything in the blink of an eye. And I know I got my high school diploma in jail in South Florida, and I'd never stepped foot into high school except for one time when I skipped middle school to go to high school with Candy. And I pretended like I was a foreign exchange student from Russia that was going to transfer to that school in Georgia.
Oh my
Georgia, y'all are retarded, by the way. I'm just saying.
That was the best day ever.
They gave me a chair and they let me go to every class with her. I just sat there. I didn't speak.
Melissa failed. She failed 8th grade, so she couldn't come to 10th grade. Was I in 9th grade? I was in 9th grade.
No, I failed 7th grade, and then so I was.
Well, you were already a year behind me, because we're 6 weeks apart. I'm August 25th, 1985. This is important to the dates because they're gonna help with the.
Stop.
Okay, sorry. I know she's.
1985. So the cutoff September. So I started a year later than her, anyways. So her mom, who's crazy, my aunt Tammy, who I was living with at the time, because my parents sent me up to Georgia and dumped me off and took me to the courthouse. They signed over temporary custody of me, and I'll never forget.
What were you doing?
Huh?
What were you doing?
I'll never forget it. I was sitting on the steps of the courthouse thinking, how could they sign me away? And that's where my abandonment issues came from.
They signed you over to my mom? Oh, I didn't know that. I never knew that. So my mom had like legal custody of you?
Yeah, she did.
Oh.
That's why she used to sit on top of me.
and
dump my makeup down.
That's why she started being mean to you. Soon she got her claws into you.
So I stayed there for 5.5 months, and you know, whenever, because I got arrested and went to juvie. I went to juvie, and this was a bad one. I got caught. I ran away from home. I was coming from a dysfunctional home. They used to fight all the time. I didn't want to be there. And then I had, my first boyfriend. They wouldn't let me see him. I was in love with him. We had the same birthday. We were together for 7 years. My dad beat him up. He literally picked him up by his head and punched him in the face like 5 times. And he still didn't run away. He stayed.
Austin.
And
I always say his name
he's
like
passed
that.
away since then as well. Unfair.
He was a
however,
good guy.
He was a really good guy.
You know, on my birthday, my 20th
Now I
birthday,
forgot
y'all
what I was
took
talking
me.
about. Now
I know you and Austin took me to the Atlanta Falcons Jaguars preseason game on my 20th.
remember.
Was it? No, it was my 20th birthday, and we
drank
snuck
too
in.
much, and then we fist fought in the car the whole for like 10 minutes, and Candy was crying.
And I said, I'm gonna pull this car over, and there's cops of it, and I pulled behind the cops to make y'all stop fighting, and then y'all acted like I was the crazy one. They're like, keep driving, bitch. God, we're just fighting. Like
Duval.
Duval.
Welcome to Jacksonville. But so yeah. So I ran away from home, and because they wouldn't let me see him, and I was in love with him, and I was not going to give him up. They didn't want me hanging out with Rachel, who was my best friend for 23 years. I didn't realize, that she would get stuck on a path that she never got off of to this day. She's still in that darkness that I was in.
The three of us used to fucking rock shit in Jacksonville. We had so much fun.
Stop interrupting my documentary. I'm going to punch you in the mouth.
Okay, sorry.
All right. So, dysfunctional. I'm
I feel like
every day.
Should we keep going or should we
I'm telling a story, motherfucker.
Okay.
Where was I at?
Maybe we should end it here.
No, hold on, that was important. Okay, yeah. I ran away and I got caught. Listen, Rachel, you were a bad influence. My mom was right. She was so right. I tell you, I should have listened to her, but I didn't.
You never do.
So then I know, and because she's annoying, when she does what she does. So I ran away from home. I'm like, okay, I don't have money. I'm underage. I can't get a job anywhere. What the frick am I gonna do? And Rachel's like, hey, I'm up at Diamonds. I'm dancing. Come up here. You'll have no problem making it work, and being able to not have to go home. So that's what I did, and I was arrested for underage dancing. When I left to go, I had been gone for a week. I was like raking in the dough. I was living the fucking dream. I thought because I'm young, I got all this money. I go to walk out with my backpack and my black shirt, and I'll never forget it. And my, I was wearing like a schoolgirl's girl. I don't know what I was going through. It was gray and black. But anyways, I walk out. Jennifer's out there. My dad's out there. My mom's standing out there. Rachel's mom's standing out there. Robert is standing out there. And 2 cop cars like this, blocking the front door. Oh, shucks. Well, that's embarrassing. So, yeah, our other third friend, Jessie, the one with the big nose, she told my mom where I was at, and she's a snitch, and that's how I ended up getting caught. But anyways,
I hate it.
They didn't know what to do with me. They felt like I was out of control, I guess was their reasoning, and they took me to Georgia. When they picked me up for 3 days. I stayed awake. I was waiting on y'all to come get me, by the way. Waiting, and they did not. And then when they finally did, 3 days later, I'm like, ha, all right. My parents got me. I'm good. My dad handed me a Pepsi. I fell asleep in the back of his truck.
We passed the Pepsi Cola place earlier.
Stop it. My dad handed me a Pepsi. I fell asleep. I woke up. I was in Georgia.
He drugged you?
No, he didn't drug me. Idiot. I stayed awake for 3 days.
Oh, you said he handed you a Pepsi. Next thing you knew, you fell asleep.
That's what happened. He gave me a Pepsi. I was like, I'm with my parents. I'm safe. I'm going to sleep now.
Oh.
I thought we were just going home. I woke up. I'm 6 hours away near Atlanta, and then they're like, "You're going to school in Georgia." I said, "Fuck if I am."
She went to my old middle school, and then she ran shit. Dude, all the kids were like paying to sit with her at lunch. She was selling Red Hots as drugs. They didn't know what it was. She was making money. They were all paying her, like buying her lunch.
You are retarded. Listen, all right, look, they sent me to Georgia.
Callista remembers.
That hurt me.
Callista remembers. That's how she remembers you. She loved you. She was obsessed with you.
Everybody said, listen, so they sent me to Georgia. They dumped me off, and I take it as, what, I'm too much for y'all to handle. You can't do. I'm your daughter. You're just gonna just throw me away. That's how I felt. I felt discarded. I felt abandoned. I felt rejected. I was very hurt. I stayed there for 5.5 months. When I came back, the life that I knew was no more. My mom and dad were divorced. My mom and sister it was like 5 or 6, or however old the fuck she was at the time. If I was 15, yeah, she was like 5. Her and my mom had moved to a 2-bedroom apartment in Orange Park. And I get it. My mom was a waitress at the time, and she didn't have a lot of money, so I get why she would only have a 2-bedroom. But at the same time, there was no place for me there. You know what I mean?
I only have a 2-bedroom right now.
No, but I mean, when I came back, my home was not my home anymore. It was just my dad by himself in the house of Mother Goose.
I just felt Molly.
And then, my sister went with my mom, and I've always been like a daddy's girl. He's my best friend growing up. I mean, my best friend. I love him with everything in me. I would take a bullet for him, and I would kill somebody for him without thinking twice. That's true. As with my kids, but he was by himself, and I moved in with him. I wanted to be with my dad. They were going through the divorce. I even went to court, testified against my mom to be able to be with my dad. Don't recall any of it. I guess to block out trauma. But I stayed with my dad for about a year, and then I moved in with Austin when I was 16, and I never went back. Spread these little wings, and I fly. So I got arrested, and then I wasn't flying no more. They clipped my wings, but
we lived together in 2007 for 6 months at my mom's. When I left Anthony, and then it was just like so crazy how we ended up living together. Like, we both came back to my mom's at the same exact time.
And then dancing, because I knew it was easy money. The dancing was just the money was just as addicting as any drug. You know what I'm saying? So it was so hard to get out of that lifestyle, and I knew so many bad people in Jacksonville and bad influences, and everybody I hung out with was no good. Like, and I'm not saying they were bad people. I'm just saying they were
not good.
Living the life that I wanted to. You know what I'm saying? I was a rebel without a cause, and that's why my book is called Hellbound for Holy Ground, because I was on a path to hell, fire trail behind me, leaving a wake of chaos everywhere I went. I was crazy. I mean, really, literally. And I used to pray to God, and I said, God, what am I here for? I'm just a funny person? I'm just a circus monkey? I'm just a little jester here to make everybody fucking chuckle while I'm unhappy? What's my purpose? What's my gift? I'm never going to be able to have kids. I'm never going to be able to be a wife. I can't even take care of myself because I was so wild. How am I ever going to do it? And I was 20. I spent my 21st birthday solitary confinement, Clay County Jail. My first. My mom put me in jail, y'all. And that's why to this day I do not call the cops for any reason. Ever. I've had my house broken into. I've had my shit destroyed. I've had fist fights. I've had this, that, and I have never call the cops. I ain't a cop caller. I won't call them.
I don't think I have either.
I won't do it. I will not, because I saw her do that to my dad, and I saw the cops, chasing my dad, or coming at 6 o'clock in the morning, knowing that we were all asleep, and knocking on the door and arresting him and walking him out, and it's like shorts with no shirt, No, I'm not calling the cops. I remember being so angry at her, like, why would you get my dad arrested? You know what I mean? And I knew that he had did some fucked up things. He did. You know what I'm saying? They had me young. They were 18, and my mom was 18, he was 21. That was just like a test baby. Like, they just try and see what works, because it don't come in a manual. So Summer got the better end of the stick. That's why she's a little bit more normal, but
normal. She's a basic. No, she's not basic at all. Summer's super funny.
What?
Summer's funny like us. Not as funny.
What? Listen, Summer is beautiful. She is smart.
God, she's so beautiful.
But she is not funny.
She's funny.
She is not
God,
funny.
she was so annoying when she was little, and she'd always try to hang out with us. And then when we went out with her last time, and I was like riding in the car with her.
Are you there for that one?
What?
When she got punched in the forehead when we went out?
No, I love that story though.
I was there for you, sister. Because my sister took her first road trip to South Florida when she was 21 to come and see me. So me, my friend Brittany, and my hair guy David, who was my hair guy for 10 years, went out. And my hair guy was packing. I went to go get my VeloShape machine from his house, and he's loading up his bedposts and all his shit into his truck. And I said, what are you doing? And he said, I'm moving. I said, why? He goes, your sister's coming into town, and my girlfriend's not going to let me go out with y'all. And I was like, so you're moving so you can go out and party in South Beach with us? I was like, right on. So he came with us, and we were so responsible. We got a driver and everything. He was driving a BMW. We had a DD. Good times. And so we went to the Sugar Factory, South Beach, had a great time. Got those those drinks with the dry ice, smoking gummy bears all wrapped around the straws, fun stuff. And then we went to a club, or tried to go to a club in Fort Lauderdale. It was a gay club. And
What club was it?
The Manor.
The Manor?
So there was cops everywhere, Fort Lauderdale, cops everywhere. And we're getting out to go into this club, and I see this little crazy thing running across the street with a blonde bun, like, with mascara running down her face, like she looked like she was on the Kiss Band. She was fucking insane. That was his girlfriend, hair guy's girlfriend.
How'd she find y'all?
Through his Apple Watch. Why do you think I don't wear one?
Smart.
But guess what she does? She, instead of punching her boyfriend who left her, you know what I'm saying, so you can go party, she runs up and punches my baby sister in the forehead. In the forehead. And then I heard David say, "Do you know whose sister you just hit?" But it was too late. I grabbed her by her hair, pulled her behind the car of the driver that was driving us, and I slammed her head into the rim about 50 times while I was punching her until the driver actually drove off with my bags and everything in the car. And my sister was like, all I kept hearing you say was, "You want to hit my fucking sister? You want to?" And then she bit me. This little bitch that she couldn't fight. She bit my thumb. Okay, it was bleeding. I probably had to go get a tetanus shot. I don't know.
Karen could be matching.
And I filmed the whole thing. It was all on video. That's how much
Do you
she
have
couldn't
it?
fight. Well, Chris does, because he stole my SD cards out my phone because he's a fucking psychopath. You know, remember that, Chris? I would like my fighting video back.
Dude, we can confiscate it from him. We'll get it. We'll figure out. We're gonna find a hacker.
That was the video.
We're gonna make friends
so
with
cool.
a hacker.
That was so cool. It was so cool. As I was
A
holding like this,
quantum
that's what the
hacker.
hand I was holding her hair with. I had the phone. It was. You want to bite? You want to bite? And and then I'm videoing my thumb. I said, "This bitch bit me. This motherfucker just
Oh my
bit
god,
me."
we gotta find that video.
Yeah. All right. I don't want to talk no more. Goodbye.
All right. Oh my gosh, that was. I just want to say that the purpose of this video. Should I? My lips are too dry.
Just say it.
We're just gonna document. We have no purpose except just to like.
I have a purpose. I'm getting Christin out. She's wrong.
That's where we start. Yes, we're getting Christin out. She's gonna help us. We're showing how everybody connects, and we're gonna be telling stories, and we're just gonna be having fun. We have until the 25th of April. When did we start our journey?
14th.
We went out of town on the 14th. No.
Fucking know. You said that at my house on the 14th.
What's today?
We left the next day. Remember?
What's today?
I don't fucking know.
All right. Well, we have this. We found a random
I've been
Waffle
looking
House.
for signs with you for 3 days. I have no idea what day it is or time
We have
it is.
this random notepad from Waffle House, and we're gonna make notes. We're gonna get our lives together. I took an Addy. We're gonna get organized.
No, you fucking X that shit out. Don't, no.
Yeah, I took one. I have a prescription.
No, listen, I don't care. No. First of all, turn the camera off and delete that fucking shit. That was
Okay.
one rule. I am not.
Okay. See, this is why we need each other, because I
You would just
got
fucking show
confused
people
last
that? Like,
time.
are you crazy?
Yes, because there's beauty in chaos.
No, there's not. There's no
It's
beauty
a
in
dirt.
that.
We're gonna get our shit together.
No, we're not. I mean, yes, we are, but we're not. That's not how we do it.
Okay.